I'm not saying I don't like the pack, so do not take this video, go run to Twitter, talk all that shit about me, and say, Yin says she hates the pack, she's such a hater, she does this, she don't like the Sims. I feel like nobody watches my videos to the end. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's the Sim Yin. My name is Yin. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? For those who already know my channel, what's up? Welcome back. And for those who are new, I'm not going to really sugarcoat anything when it comes down to this pack. And of course, recapping over the live stream and exactly how I feel. For Rent is a DLC that's actually set to come out December 7th. It's had a lot of controversies, even down to the loading screens, and including the map leak that recently happened, where I actually got bombarded full of negative messages because I decided to state my opinion saying, wow, the Sims team is making it really hard to me believe that this should be a $40 expansion pack, considering there was 9 lots. When I tell you guys, the internet went crazy over on Twitter, and I was receiving so many disrespectful messages. Obviously, some people can't handle differences in the community, and I'm not one to block somebody because they have a different opinion than me, but I do not tolerate disrespect, nor will I tolerate bullying. There is a way to state your differences and your opinions while also being respectful. I'm going to tell you guys the nitty-gritty on exactly how I feel, and of course, I will be doing a review once this pack actually reaches access to myself. I totally forgot to mention I am doing a For Rent expansion pack giveaway, and all you have to do is be following my Twitter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. The winner will be announced December 8th, and it is available for PC, Mac, and console for entry. Console, I got you, okay? Don't forget, at one point I was a console player too. And anyway, back to the video. I don't know who is in charge of hiring people to do the live stream, but when I tell you the live stream was boring, like I was dragging through that live stream. I was like, y'all, like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm trying to do this for y'all. I'm doing this for y'all, but deep down, I did not want to sit through that live stream. It was miserable. There was no spark. I'm like, damn, are y'all trying to sell the pack or what? But that's just my personal opinion. Y'all let me know down below in the comments how y'all feel. Anyway, with that all being said, they did start off with Creative Sim. Again, I do want to put a disclaimer out there that I haven't seen any of the other EA creators reviews. I'm gonna be waiting till the pack actually releases to go ahead and, you know, look at the nitty-gritty on exactly what we should be expecting with this new pack. I personally am not a big fan of the creative sim that they did. Again, as usual, men are left out in the dust. I do feel like there was nice items that were created in there. I just feel like it wasn't enough to be an expansion pack. Me personally, if you're going to be an expansion pack, I feel like there needs to be at least 10 items of each category. I said what I said. You guys can argue down below in the comments about how you really feel, but just keep it respectful if you disagree. I love the fact that there's new aspirations because, again, I'm a gameplay simmer, and I really do love the aspirations aspect of it, especially when you're creating a sim and you're able to just go ahead and create their own gameplay and storyline behind that. And one of my favorite aspirations is the 5-star property owner, which I think is going to be really fun to do with you guys once this pack actually comes out, and we will be doing our own little mini series of that. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see that and what you guys want the storyline to kind of be about, if y'all are even interested. There are 5 new traits, and I will say that I did love the Child of Village, and I do love the fact that they ended up including and wise. I love the fact that there's a wise trait now, and I do feel like I'm going to be using that a lot with my elder sims, because there's some times where, you know, elders just know a little bit more. They've been through some things, and that is what I love. Now, of course, they did mention cringe, and of course, I think they only did that for the sake of Gen Z, but that's my personal opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Hey, y'all. Okay, so this is going to happen a couple of times throughout this video because there's a lot of things that I also forgot to mention, and I do want to mention that for the creative sim, I actually do like the creative sim items. I think there just should have been more. I feel like with an expansion pack, there needs to be more, and I'm sick and tired of the men in The Sims 4 Creative Sim. The men need justice. It's crazy. And then also the fact that the child only got a couple of items and so did the infants and toddlers. I just feel like that's trash. I feel like they should not be left out just as much as the adults or elders. In my personal opinion, that's how I feel. But I will say that I do like the hairs that it did come with, and I can't wait to see what a lot of CC and mod creators are going to be doing with these kind of outfits and actually, you know, incorporating a lot of these different styles within the game and making it just a little bit more, you know, sprinkle. I also want to say that I do love a lot of these outfits that they did choose and the designs that they did go with. Again, I'm a really big fan of the flip-flops, not gonna lie, because I have a couple pairs myself, so I really do like those. But I like the creative sim. I just wish there was a little bit more. Let's get into build and buy. Now, the live stream did include a lot of different things surrounding the build and buy. Me personally, I thought it was a little bit mediocre to me. I do like the hot tubs. I like that there's a different vibe with the hot tubs, and it kind of looks a little bit more organic, and it looks a little bit more like built into the world, and it could look like it's more natural and, like, you know, kind of self-made rather than just you bought it on IKEA or, you know, you went to the store and bought a hot tub. It looks like it was very, like, actually made, and I really love that aspect of it. So surprisingly, the hot tubs is one of my favorite things that I did see. They also ended up including heaters and air conditioners, in which they said that we're actually going to be functional, which I do love, because you guys know me, if something's functional, it adds gameplay, and I'm a gameplay simmer. I'm a little bit biased when it comes down to gameplay, and I might be a little bit biased when it comes down to my opinion overall and how I feel about a pack. Now, personally for me, I do love the market night stands. Again, I'm really loving the market night vibe. I will say there are some aspects I don't like about that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And of course, and surprisingly enough, the pool floaties is actually one of my favorite items that I did see. And in the live stream, to me personally, it felt very, very rushed. It felt like they were trying to get through it. It felt like they were trying to get it out the way, and like they didn't want to be there. They knew the controversy, they knew some of the backlash was happening, but either way, I mean, honestly, even the live stream, personally for me, I saw a little bit of mixture when it came down to a lot of people talking about whether or not they thought this pack was worthy, but I'll get into that in my final thoughts and opinions towards the end. As far as apartments go, they did say there's going to be up to 6, in which we already knew because the Sims team actually posted a tweet about it. I do think that's fair, 6 units on a lot, because again, think about how many families are in a family unit, so it's going to be, if you have 8 Sims and then there's 6 lots, that's a lot of people. Now, of course, there was controversy that came behind that when it came down to loading screens, and depending on how many packs you actually have, I do feel like you might be waiting anywhere between 5 to 20 seconds, depending on if you have, you know, packs, and depending on if you are also using mods, specs, all that stuff, you know, matters when it comes down to. Personally, for me, I don't think that there should have been loading screens. I think the whole aspect of the game was the fact that I think it was fine to load into the lots. I don't think it was fine to have to load in between each household, because I do feel like that was kind of just, I get it, they were trying to, like, you know, prevent all this lag and be like, oh my gosh, you guys knew that they didn't do that, there would be a lot of lag, and if they did, it's like they're kind of like in this damn if they do, damn if they don't situation, because a lot of times the Sims try to take the easy way out and tries to take the easy route, and you know, over time it kind of bit them in the ass, and now look at them, no matter what they do, someone's gonna have a problem with it, and people are always like, well, yeah, that someone is you, and maybe so, but you know what, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I don't think there should have been loading screens. I said what I said. Now, you can have actually up to 100 units in one save. That is a lot of that is a lot of units. Now, personally for me, when it comes down to the apartments, I do feel like it kind of sucks that most of these places are 20 by, you know, 15s, 20 by 20s, 20 by 30s, 20s, 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 and most we have a 40 by something. And I do think that with a pack surrounded by apartments, you would think that there would be a lot of 64 by 64s or 50 by somethings, or at least 40 by something. So now on to the world. Let's talk about the world. Let's talk about the emergent. Guys, I'm not gonna tell y'all they killed it with this world. It looks absolutely gorgeous, looks absolutely beautiful, but then again, it's something that we've already seen before. I would have liked to see something a little bit more, and I know you guys are gonna be like, what more did you want to see? I don't know, but not that. It's gorgeous, it's good, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, the world is really pretty. It was just like Tartosa, but what else did Tartosa give us? You see what I'm saying? And personally for me, this world fell more in the category of vacations rather than it did an actual world where my Sims could live in. A lot of the places that they did end up mentioning was just, it just looks like it was giving me vacation. It was the whole thing that I was seeing as if they were going around and showing all the different places was vacation, especially even the animal sanctuary, which happened to be a rabbit hole, which I do not like. I don't like the pattern that they've been doing with rabbit holes, and people are like, oh, I don't mind the rabbit holes, it's just for quicker gameplay, but not, again, there's other people that are like, no, I want it to be a little bit more detailed. And I feel like if you're going to satisfy one section of Sim players, why don't you satisfy the other ones too, and just do like a little bit of both when it comes down to all these expansion packs, not just go only cater to one side. That's my personal opinion, and y'all let me know down below in the comments how you feel. Again, coming back into the world, I do love the fact that there's different waterfronts. I do love that there's different aspects of being able to just, I think the screenshots are gonna go crazy. I think the Simmers who do really cool screenshots and like make really cool builds and all that jazz, I'm really excited to see all of that take place, because when I tell you, when the Sims community like starts building or create a Sim or screenshot, and when it comes down on Twitter or Tumblr, they come through. It looks so good. They did end up mentioning that there's 2 neighborhoods, and one is more on the relaxed vibe where, you know, it's more like on the housing and it's greenery, and you know you can, it's just chill. And then there's of course there's like the city life where there's like a little night market. They did end up mentioning the night market, and which I really do like. I love the aspect of the fact that there's like this cute little like corner market. It's like, you know, little street market. It just gives me, when you go out of town and you visit a place that you've never lived in before, and you're really trying to immerse yourself in that city or in that, you know, country or just in that world in general, and you're like, I don't want to do the touristy things, I want to do the real thing. That's what that night market reminds me of, and that's what kind of the map in general reminds me of. But that's just that's just how I feel again, and I think that's why in the back of my head I'm just like, it's just still giving game pack to me. It's not giving enough to where when I think expansion, I think a little bit more. Again, I always stop. Okay, Girl, save your thoughts and opinions towards the end. I don't know why I always do this. I do this every time. Again, the mold has its own set of controversy when it came down to The Sims. A lot of people felt like it shouldn't have been in there, and people felt some kind of way, saying that this is very triggering, and you know, to each its own. I do think it's to each its own, and if you feel this is triggering, then you shouldn't get the pack, and if you don't care, then get the pack. I feel like it's either or. Okay, on a scale 1 to 10 based on the live stream, I'm gonna rate it a solid 6. I personally feel like, to me, it still should have been a game pack. I'm not saying I don't like the pack, so do not take this video, go run to Twitter, talk all that shit about me, and say, Yin says she hates the pack, she's such a hater, she does this, she don't like the Sims. I feel like nobody watches my videos to the end. Nobody ever watches my videos to the end and listens to my thoughts and opinions, and this is why I start stressing, because I'm like, y'all take a little bit of, y'all kind of like the media, y'all like the shade room, y'all are like the freaking, not all of y'all, don't do that, just some of y'all, but some of you guys just take what I say, grab little itsy bitsy bits of it, and y'all don't even finish the rest of the sentence. Y'all be like, oh, I don't like this part of the pack. She hate the Sims. She hate the Sims. Y'all take it and run with it. And then next thing you know, I'm in this whole damn freaking Twitter battle and Twitter war of people adding me and disrespecting me because I have a freaking opinion. Let me tell y'all something. Before I even get to my thoughts and opinions about this pack, let me tell you something about thoughts and opinions. People are allowed to have other different opinions other than you. If you cannot handle different opinions, there's a bigger issue. There's a bigger issue because it's not about the game. If you do not agree with someone's content, you move on. You look at it, I don't agree with your content, I'm out. Do that. Half the people that were talking shit about me were actually subscribers and were actually following me, which made no sense because to me it felt like y'all were just going on the hype train. Okay, I have to get this out because this actually pissed me off a lot, and I wanted to get this clear. Because I felt like a lot of people just, someone said one thing and then a lot of y'all just ran with it on the hype train, and I was like, yo, like again, like I can take heat. I'm cool with taking heat, y'all. It's Simian here, okay? I've been taking heat since I started this whole channel, okay? Every time I say something, it's a problem, and it's like it's so crazy to me too. And also because have y'all seen my werewolves video? Have y'all seen my paranormal video? Have y'all seen any of my LPs? Have y'all seen any of my kit reviews? Not all the kits, because you know some of the kits is a little bad. You know, I'm gonna keep a link with y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not going to lie. I'm not gonna sit here and go out of my way and make y'all feel comfortable about a game based on it's my opinion. It's my channel. It's like I don't get it. It's like, what do people want from me? I just don't get it. But I don't know. I had to get that little mini rant out there. It's insane to me that an opinion on a game can trigger other people so bad to the point where they want to bully and threaten other people. It is mind-blowing. Y'all, it is The Sims. It has never been that serious. It is crazy to me that a game can trigger people so bad to the fact that you guys want to bully, threaten, and just send all these kind of hate messages towards someone. That's crazy. Who got the time? Who really got the time? Like, I'm really curious. People want me to change my opinion so bad because some people can't handle other people having different views than them. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just keep it lit, which is why I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back. Y'all can hash this out, and I'm gonna be back in a couple of days because I don't got the time. I don't have the time to keep responding to people. I don't have the time. I don't even know why I let people get to me. Okay, look. I feel like a lot of times when I say certain things about a pack, just because someone has a different opinion on it, some people feel that it's more of a personal attack on them, and it's not. It's not personal. It's just a statement. I'm just mentioning what I want to mention. I'm just saying what I gotta say, and I feel like people feel like I'm attacking them personally when I disagree with what they're saying, and it's like, no, relax. No one's attacking you. I just have a different opinion, and it's okay. You're allowed to have a different opinion than someone. It's okay. It's life, you know? And then what's crazy the most to me is that a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, I just can't, like, I've been waiting for someone to say this. So you were waiting for other people to say it and you didn't say it? You're a coward. You're a coward. If you followed me, you're subscribed to me, and you truly felt that way, but you waited for someone else to say something about me, and then just to piggyback off of them, you're a coward. I know it just comes with being a content creator, and it just comes with being in the internet. One minute people are gonna love you, the next minute people are gonna hate you, and the next minute people are gonna love you again, and that's just what it is, and I've accepted that. So at this point, I'm back, I'm better. I feel a lot better than I did before, and I feel like I had to get that out there just a little bit because I felt like a lot of people, you know, a lot of people were asking me, was I okay? I was okay. I just wanted to take a step back because I'm like, the internet is crazy. Like, it is wild. But let me get to what I want to say about the pack. Again, the rabbit holes. Again, I do feel like the gimmick behind this is, of course, owning tenants. I mean, you're probably like, yeah, Yen, that's the whole point of this entire expansion pack, which I do understand, and I do get why a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. What's the problem? Like, if you don't want to get the pack, then don't buy it. I do like the pack, and that just sucks sometimes, because sometimes I truly do like a pack, but it's behind a more expensive build. I'm not gonna just not get the pack, guys. I'm a Sims creator. Like, be FFR, just don't get the pack. I'm a Sims creator, okay? And not every pack they come out with I hate. I just feel like it should have been a little bit cheaper. I feel like a lot of times when you think DLC, you think add-on. You think something that's gonna change the game for the better. This is something we've seen with City Living, but just the fact that we can now make our own apartments. So you're like, oh, so it's not City Living. It is. It low-key is to me. In my personal opinion, it low-key is to me, and I just feel like the Sims knew they could get away with that. They knew that they could get away with not making this a game pack and making it an expansion pack, because they have done countless times the bare minimum and given us mediocre content, and we've been okay with it. And I feel like that's happened a lot with a lot of our expansion packs. I feel like that's happened a lot with a lot of our game packs, and I feel like a lot of it has happened with just a lot of different things. I mean, the fact that there is even a problem going on where there's glitches with the apartment walls, and they even shown it in the live stream, but didn't address it at all. Like, y'all see it in there, and y'all didn't even address it, but those are the things that the Sims team does. Now, the fact that they can get away with things. They can get away with things with the Sims community. And honestly, people are saying like, oh, I'm complaining, or this, and sometimes they may be complaining. But if we don't complain, we wouldn't have gotten half the shit we did. We wouldn't have gotten skin tones. We wouldn't have gotten hair representation. We wouldn't have gotten more representation in general, as far as not even just skin tones, not even just the hair types, but just clothing and just the worlds that we are already seeing. And of course, we're still waiting on an African-inspired country. We're still waiting. And also, I want to even mention the hopscotch and marbles. I love the fact that it's a kid's game, and then when you grow up, you can collect it. But at the end of the day, why did the Sims team make it to where adults can play that too and just reminisce, either with their child or, you know what I mean? Those are little moments. Again, with the world, they have all these shell buildings, and for what? All those shell buildings, if you're ever gonna just make them just be shells, take them off and give us options to build on those. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then all the boats that we see, no, they're just there for ambiance. I also want to mention that the Sims has turned out to be a very kid-friendly. It's looking like they're just going down that route, and we are not going back to what we see in The Sims 3, 2, or 1, for instance. Again, they did end up mentioning like the whole break-in. Again, the break-in kind of looked, I mean, it was cool, but it looked a little childish, and I was really hoping for burglars. I mean, when they mentioned break-in, we all thought burglars. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be somebody sneaking in our house to take our shit without us knowing, and then we're gonna have to be like, oh my gosh, where's the alarm? The police gotta come. What are we gonna do? Did we get fined? Did we get our money back? How did it go? I was really hoping they were gonna go that route, but again, they are going a little kid-friendly with this, and then they didn't do that. The fact that we could break into their apartments, but there's a certain time that we have to be out, or we're gonna get caught, and they're gonna be mad at us. I just feel like it's giving a little bit of childish, but I don't know. Yeah, let me know below how you guys feel in your personal opinion. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like the break-ins were fine, or were you really looking forward to burglars? Again, I would really love to know your opinions, because these are just mine. So again, I love talking about it, and I want to know how y'all feel. I do feel like this was a perfect way to also add, multifunctional lots where there could have been more than one. We even had a sim guru even tweet out stating that it's not going to be in this pack. So I'm thinking they're kind of hinting that could possibly be another pack. But again, The Sims loves microcharging. That's another microcharge that they can do with this, with this game. And it's never gonna end. It's never gonna stop. And again, I do know what they can do when it comes down to a world, because we've seen it with Snowy Escape, where they showed up and delivered. We've seen it with Jungle Adventure, where they showed up and delivered. Again, I just feel like we've seen it with City Living. They just showed up and delivered. And I feel like with City Living versus the For Rent, you put the packs together, it all makes sense. Because if you look at the festivals, if you look at what's going on outside of City Living, if you look at the environment, For Rent should have had that. If you look at For Rent and you look at all these things that came with it, especially with tenants and being able to own multiple units and being able to just actually go into more detail on whether or not, you want these tenants living here, or whether you're living as a tenant and how much you're paying, that should have been a City Living. So you can't honestly get mad at people when they say this should have been a City Living refresh, because I see where you're coming from. Like, you cannot sit there and say, I can at least see where you're coming from. There's no way you can look at City Living and then look at For Rent and tell someone that you can't see where they're coming from. At least see it. Like, I can see why you would say that, but I'm gonna disagree. That's just my personal opinion. That's just my review. I know some people are gonna take this, run with it, and I'm still gonna get all the hate on Twitter, but it is what it is, y'all. I'm back, I'm ready. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget about my giveaway. I'm going to be doing a giveaway where I'll be announcing a winner December 8th, and of course, all you have to be doing is following my Twitter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. With that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up because it truly does help out my channel. Of course, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!